Okay, we are going to practice graphing number 4 in your piecewise functions packet. So the first thing I'm going to look at are the constrictions or for the domain for each of these three equations. And the first one for x minus 1, that's the top row here. If x is x minus 1, if x is less than or equal to 2, negative 2. And because it's less than or equal, it's going to be a closed dot. For the second line, 2x minus 1, if x is greater than negative 2 and less than or equal to negative 4, well, anytime x is less or greater than negative 2, I would have an open circle, and when x is less than or equal to negative 4, I would have a closed circle. And this last one, since I have a greater than sign, it would be an open circle. So I'm going to go ahead and graph my barrier lines or my constraint lines. Let's see, one would be at negative 2. So I'm going to try to draw that as close as I can on the line. That's just not cutting it. Let me see. There we go. Oops, I went off. Let me try one last time. I'm not able to use a ruler on this. And then I need one at x equals 4. So here's x equals negative 2, and this one is x equals 4. Those are my two lines. So the x equals negative 2 line is going to have a dot, closed circle for the equation x minus 1, and it's also going to have an open circle for the equation 2x minus 1. And then the x equals 4 are going to have two circles on it, a closed circle for the middle equation 2x minus 1 and an open circle for negative 3x plus 8. So I'm going to go ahead and write my three equations. They're in slope-intercept form. So the first one is y equals x minus 1. The second is y equals 2x minus 1. And the third one is y equals negative 3x plus 8. And before I was writing down the slope and the intercept, by now you should be able to look at the equation and know what the slope and y-intercept are. I'm going to go ahead and start by making a chi chart. And the reason I'm making some x and y t-charts for these is because I feel it will be a lot easier to figure out where the dots and the open circles are on these red lines for x equals negative 2 and x equals 4. So for the first one, where x equals negative 2, I'm going to go ahead and plug in x equals negative 2 for x minus 1. So negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. And I've already determined when it hits the line x equals negative 2, it would be a closed circle. So at negative 2, negative 3, I would have a closed circle right there. Now I can go ahead and use the slope x equals 1 and draw the rest of the line. I just have to go backwards, and there we go. If I am unsure that I did that correctly, I can go and pick any point to the left of the line, x equals negative 2. I'll go ahead and let's just pick negative 6. So negative 6 minus 1 is negative 7. And so negative 6, negative 7, and if you look, I was able to hit that point. It's hard for me to do with the pen that I have. Close enough. So now I can go ahead and move on to my next line, 2x minus 1. Now 2x minus 1 is going to hit the line negative 2. Actually, it's going to barely touch it because if you notice up here at the top, when it's negative 2, it's an open circle. So let's go ahead and plug in -2 and see where on the red line that open circle is going to be. So -2 times 2 is -4, minus 1 is -5. So I'm going to go ahead and put an open circle on -2, -5. The line is also going to hit x equals 4, so I'm going to go ahead and try 4, and it's going to be a closed circle, because up here, closed circle, for this equation. So let's see, 2 times 4 is 8, minus 1 is 7. So at the point 47, I'm going to have a closed circle. And then all I have to do is connect the dots. And if it makes you feel better to draw in the y-intercept for this one, you can. It's the only one I'm allowed to do that for. And I'm just going to go ahead and connect the dots. Close enough. It's a little squiggly, but it works. And then the last one, I got to see, it's going to be an open dot. So I want to see where on the line x equals 4 the open dot is going to be. So I'm going to put 4 in for x, and -3 times 4 is -12 plus 8 is -4. So at 4, -4, I am going to have an open circle. Sorry, that's a little big. And then my slope is -3. So if I go down 3 over 1, it'll hit about right here and right here, and I will try to draw that line. There we go. And if it makes you feel better, you can plug in more points. I could plug in anything to the right of that line, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But that is all there is to graphing this. Don't let the fact that there are 3 equations trip you up. It's using all the same rules that we've been using.